Good morning. Good morning. My name's Holly Hendrickson, and my pronouns are she, her, and I'm on your UUI Board of Trustees, and I'm welcoming you here this morning. We have some opening words by Arlen Goff to share with you this morning. Thresholds. Thresholds, we cross them every day, from room to room, from outside to inside, and back again, from here to there, from anywhere to everywhere, from age to age. Each threshold offers an opportunity for change, renewal, for transformation, from what we were and what we are to what we can be. In this hour and in this place, we cross a threshold from our day-to-day everydayness into space and time attuned to the other, to the sacred, to the holy, into an awareness of new life pregnant with possibilities. How will we be renewed in this moment? How will we be changed by this hour? How will we be transformed through this gathering of beloved community? Come, you longing, thirsty souls. Come, let us worship together.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Everybody take a deep breath. There's something about a beautiful prelude that just has a way of ushering you into the sacred and the holy. Sometimes I forget that. I come into worship and I'm just all, and the prelude is a wonderful gift. Thank you. And I also, oh, by the way, I'm Tammy Mills. Sorry, you really did just usher me into moments of worship, so thank you. I come to you, my pronouns are she, her. I come to you from Oak Landon Unitarian Universalist Church. Woo! And also, I've pastored there and been a part of that church for like 20 years. I've pastored there for the last like 10. I also come to you from Lawrence Township, schools. And taught school there in various roles for like 20 years, retired last May, miss the kids and the staff and stuff, but not so much though, that stuff. And I'm part-time at Broadway United Methodist. What? Go figure. Anything else exciting you need to know about me before I share? Let's see. I think that's the highlights. I'm a Lego master builder. Oh, yeah. I'm an avid marathon runner. Oh, yeah. Training for an ultra marathon. Whoa, yeah. I've lost my mind. That's really all you need to know about me. If you wanted somebody crazy to step in your pulpit today, I'm your gal. But that's a little bit about who I am. And I'm very delighted to be here today. I've not been here to worship with you before, so it's really an honor to be here to worship with you and to share with you a bit of how I feel moved today and what's been on my heart and how I feel spirit, whatever you want to say, however you call it, has been speaking to me. So I appreciate the opportunity to be in community with you today. That being said, we're going to light our chalice today. A lit chalice is the symbol of our tradition, serving as a beacon of hope. And I'll just put a caveat there. You guys probably all are good on this, but I would challenge you this week, if you're not, look up the history of our chalice, okay? Everybody with me? Raise your hand if you're with me on that. Did I mention I taught it in elementary school? So I oftentimes call for a hand raise, and if you need to shout out, that's okay too, because I'm very uncomfortable with people that sit very still. It makes me nervous, okay? Sitting still, children, always made me nervous, all right? But look up the history, it's particularly in our nation, in our world now. We need to remember the history of the chalice and how it came to be. It came to be out of justice. It came to be out of people seeking freedom. It came to be out of standing up for those who are marginalized. It came to be out of the power of our movement that we still need today. And I speak that just as real then as it is in these moments. So look it up and be excited to know you are a part of that then, and it speaks to us now. Everybody say, yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, never mind. Not never mind. Keep going. Okay. The kids love to get me off track too. Maybe that's why I had to retire. I was always off track. The state of Indiana does not like it when you get off track. As we light our chalice in the sanctuary, I do invite those that are on Zoom to light a chalice or a candle or to type your location in the chat. Our chalice lighting and opening words today are by Kim Mason. It's called A Holy Alchemy. Once upon a time, chemists believed they could transform lead into gold or death into life. We laugh. But are we not also in the business of alchemy, turning loneliness into connection, pain into comfort, anger into solidarity, faith into action? The subtle magic of church combines love with justice, creates hope out of fear, transforms individuals into community. Here we engage in a holy alchemy, finding beauty in the ordinary and life in the present. Come, let us be transformed together by the light of our chalice. Let us be transformed together.
Please rise and body your spirit as we join together in singing hymn number 38, Morning Has Broken.
Like the first bird. Good morning. Would you please now join me in saying our covenant, which is also in your bulletin? Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. To dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This is our covenant. And now we're going to say our covenant in Spanish. El amor es la espíritu de esta iglesia, y el servicio es su ley. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad en el amor, y ayudarnos unos a los otros. Este es nuestro pacto. Please be seated. Our congregation is a lively community with many opportunities to participate. Here are a few announcements for today, but please check your order of service for more. The Green Team 2025 survey had 54 participants, and we're looking for more by March 22nd. And you can see the QR code right there. The Caring Team is in need of a few folks to help keep it running smoothly. The team is made up of the following groups: Joys and Sorrows, Medical Equipment, Meal Train, Memorial Services, and Transportation Services. The team needs a lead person and a few more people to help respond to the weekly joys and sorrows. The Meal Train needs a team leader to set up meals for congregants who are ill or have a major life change. The Usher team is looking for 1 or 2 new people to join them. Please see David Culp for more information. And Sarah has an announcement too.
Just a quick itty bitty one, guys. Many of you know that our art display in our sanctuary this month will be the art of our children and youth. We've been collecting it up here this morning on the plinth closest to the children's area. We have a sign-in sheet for that art, so if you were here for art day and you left your art here, or if you've brought art in today, make sure that you fill out the information on that form so that we can create tags for your art, and also so we can get it back to you when we're done displaying it, which is pretty important. Thank you.
Now let us enter into the time in our service where we share our joys and sorrows in our lives with one another so that they may be held in community. As the music plays, I invite people in the sanctuary to come up and drop a stone in the bowl if something is on your heart today. Please use both sides of the table. If you have written a joy or sorrow on a card, please leave it in the basket at the table and it will be read aloud. Please note that the cards are by the entrance to the sanctuary for easy pickup when you come in. For those of you on Zoom, we invite you to use the chat feature. Please put in all caps either joy or sorrow plus your name and pronouns at the beginning of what you are sharing, if you would like me to read it out loud in the sanctuary. You can also symbolically drop a stone in the bowl by typing drop stone or just DS into the chat. Marty Miles sends a Zoom message. She's experienced the deep sorrow and deep gratitude at the passing of Ed Archer, holding Judy and family in my heart. Also, Susan Casada, she's another sorrow. UUI and I personally have lost a wise elder. I was lucky to know and spend glorious weeks with UUI youth and Ed, building habitat homes in Michigan. And also Gary Udick, he also shares the sorrow. Our beloved UUI member, Ed Archer, passed away on Wednesday. Please hold Judy in your special thoughts. Prayers that they were marking, and prayers. They were married for 67 years. Memorial service will be here March 21st at 1 p.m. Brittany shares a sorrow that her father passed away from cancer last Sunday. Tina Wethington shares a sorrow. My uncle passed away yesterday. Jody Webb shares a sorrow. My partner of 39 years, Theo Bowman, died. Jim Kellen shares a sorrow that Salvador, a good man, must constantly worry about his future. Crow shares a joy. We had such fun at the Bake Day yesterday. Daphne Elliott shares a joy. I got gold for both my clarinet solo and clarinet choir at state solo and ensemble yesterday. My kids, two of my kids were in band too, so they did those. Sabby Kennedy shares a joy. I made brownies with my grandmother, and we'll give some to her neighbors who helped her with her lawnmower. Charlotte shares a joy that it is becoming spring. Warm weather is on its way. William Brown shares a joy. I am happy that my Nina and Papu are back from vacation and I got to spend the night. Dustin and Brittany, yesterday we traveled to Columbus, Ohio to win gold medals in the martial arts tournament, both of us. Cool. And Matt Russell shares a sorrow. Many friends experiencing health challenges. Though they may not be shared today, we know that there are many joys and sorrows that remain in our hearts and on our minds. Let us pause now for a moment of meditation. The Peace of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound in fear of what my life and my children's lives might be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still waters, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free. I'd like to invite the children or any children at heart to come up for the Words for All Ages.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I said, how are you?
You doing all right? I'm so glad to see you. I miss smaller people. I used to teach in a school where there were a lot of small people, and I loved hanging out with small people. I recognize some small people. How are you? It is so great to see a familiar face or two in the crowd. Oh, it's so wonderful. I hang out with older people now, and they're just not near as fun. I'm going to tell you this. No offense. Don't take offense, but these folks know how to have a good time. They know how to live in the moment. I love that, and I miss a lot of that. So thank you. Thanks for letting me do your moment. I'm going to share with you one of my favorite books, all right? You guys probably already know this book. If you've ever heard this book, say, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I love a good yeah. Everybody say yeah. Yeah. All right. It's called The Very Hungry Toad. Oh, yes, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Everybody say caterpillar.
Say caterpillar. That's better. Okay, all right. I sometimes like to read with different voices. It's just fun. I miss that too. I should do it to my 17-year-old. He would really like it.
He's used to that sort of thing. In the light of the moon, and I understand there may be, I don't have to even turn around this, I don't even have to show you the book. Look, you can see it right up there, right? Is it true? Everybody, round of applause for whoever made that happen. Was that you? Woo! Woo! Out to people like that that make the world a better place. All right. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. Oh, everybody gets small. Little egg lay on a leaf. Oh, he's all cozy laying on a leaf. You can feel it, can't you? Little egg just laying there minding his own business. One Sunday morning. Oh, what is today? Oh, my goodness, you are right. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny, oh, everybody go tiny, but a very hungry caterpillar. Everybody go hungry. I am always hungry. Are you always hungry? I am always thirsty. I'm always hungry. All right. And when you're hungry, the caterpillar started to look for food. And on Monday, everybody said Monday, he ate through one apple. But you know what? He was still hungry. You getting the hang of this. Thank you, everybody. I love it. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. Very good. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. Woohoo! On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. Oh my goodness, you guys are so good. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry.
Oh, that guy just can't get enough. Oh, yeah, he's like me.
Oh my goodness, now this is my favorite page. Do you always have a favorite page of every book you read? I do too. You don't? Oh, I do. I always have one favorite page. On Saturday, he ate through, everybody take a deep breath. 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, 1 slice of watermelon. And that night he had a stomach ache. He is not feeling too good. Oh, have you ever not felt too good after you ate maybe a little more than you should? Yeah. That occasionally has happened to me as well. On the next day, it was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf. And he felt, and after that, he felt much better. Evidently for caterpillars, if you eat through a green leaf, it makes you feel much better. Now, I, as a human, have not tried that, and I'm not advocating that you try that either. Exactly. Probably a little ooey. Stick with the ooey. But there are things we can do probably to help us feel a little better if we have a stomach ache. Now, he wasn't hungry anymore. Everybody say, woo, not hungry anymore. But he also wasn't a little caterpillar anymore, was he? Woo! Holy moly! He was not a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. I like to call him, everybody say it with me now, rotund. It was kind of a very large and rotund kind of caterpillar. And he kind of liked being that way. He took up a lot of space in the world. Everybody say space in the world. I like taking up space in the world. He deserves to take up space in the world, doesn't he? But you know what? He built a small house called a cocoon around himself, and he stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Woo! He built this nice house, and oh, it just felt good. Oh, felt good. And he enjoyed his house. Oh, it's a lovely house. Oh, it felt good. But you know what? Then he nibbled a little hole in his cocoon, and he began to push his way out. Push his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly when he pushed his way out. Oh my goodness. Isn't he beautiful? When he went into that cocoon and built that house that we call a chrysalis thing, when he went in there, he was this caterpillar, but something happened when he was in there. Something happened to who he was. His molecules, his atoms, his being juice began to transform. Everybody say transform. That is what I've come to understand is just a fancy word for change. It began to change. And it changed, and it transformed, and it became something different. And when he nibbled his way, I like to think he became hungry when he was in the cocoon, because, you know, I would have become 2 weeks not eating. He became what? Hungry. So he nibbled his way out of there. And when he came out of what? A beautiful butterfly, didn't he? Those same parts that he took in there just changed, and he came out a beautiful butterfly. He transformed. And I want you to think about that we can go through changes and they can really change us up. And we never know how we're going to come out. But you know what? Sometimes it's even more beautiful than when we went in. Sometimes what we come out with are the tools we need for the next phase of our life. He needed those fat caterpillar wings, but now he's got the wings for the next phase. And that's what it's all about. All right. I think we sing you out somewhere, but do you have a question real quick? Or a comment? Or hope it's not science here. I know. That's what I'm going to preach about in just a minute. I learned that when I did this. They're like soup in there, aren't they? They really are. And they carry this imaginal disc in there. That's what the sermon's about. I know. Get ready.
Sorry, I didn't plan well. This has a hole in it. I just thought I'd share that with you. I share all my thoughts when I talk. I don't have, you reach a certain age, your filter just goes away. Have you noticed that? I don't have time. I call it offloading. I shared that was fine. I want to just take a moment. I like to take a pause for a minute. And I'm going to share with you my heart. I don't know about you, but a lot is going on in the world right now. Sometimes I feel like literally we may be spinning off the axis. And I'm trying to find a way to navigate that and figure out how to exist in a way that brings love and justice and hope, and also preserves some sanity, and also brings my best self and all those kinds of things. So this message is going to come from that place, and I'm a very narrative preacher. For me, that just means I simply share from where I am at. And I am literally, I wasn't kidding when I talked to the kids. The sermon today is based on The Very Hungry Caterpillar. It's a deep theological treatise. But that is where it comes from, because I find sometimes, especially in some of the most trying times, the most profound truths come from some of the simplest places. And I found one in this when I was going through in January. And I have just been holding on to this for dear life. And I want to share. And you can take with it what you want. And I find that it's been helpful anyway. So we're going to just take a deep breath. Invite you to take a hand in. You don't have to do this. You never have to do any. It's a habit from teaching, but I like a little interaction. So I am here now. Okay. It's a way to make us present, because there's a lot of things in the world. And it's for me as much as anybody. So if you don't want to do it, it's fine too. Just as you breathe, go, I am here now. I am here now. Thanks for being here with me, and I with you. And in these next, I understand Reverend Dawn preaches about an hour and a half or something like that. That's what she told me. So I've tried to, got 30, 40 pages here. We'll see if we can get through it all. I've done my best. I'm kidding you. I just want to share with you some things that have come up as I've tried to get through things. And like I said, for me, this isn't necessarily a political treatise, but for me, watching what's going on in the world hurts. The negativity, the bullying, the hate, just particularly what we saw with Ukraine and the way he was treated. And I don't care, I'm not going to make a statement necessarily which side of political, but just to be treated so horribly in the White House. I'm just going to say it. That was horrible. And things like that just send me into a darkness and despair. I have 3 children. Oh, they're going to yell at me for saying that. Well, they won't yell at me now because they've gotten over it, but they're 24, 25, and 17. They're not children anymore. They will always be my babies, okay? Lighten up, children. And I wonder, and sometimes I get in those dark places, like I have brought these babies into the world and I promised them hope and I promised them a better place. And I look out, you guys are on about climate justice and I love that. And I look at our world and I think, oh my goodness, I don't think I'm delivering them a better world. And I don't think I'm delivering them a more peaceful world or a more hopeful world or a more just world. And I get all in those kinds of dark spaces and it feels heavy. And when I look around, and that's where I have been, and I'm just going to be real with you, and you may have felt some of that. And so I'm coming to you to that spot, and this has been helpful for me, this story, I ran across this. And this is a quote I ran across, and this quote took me to The Very Hungry Caterpillar. It says this: just when the caterpillar thought the world was over. Now this will make me, are you allowed to cry at this church? Because I oftentimes shed a tear just on this sentence. Because I was in despair. Like, seriously, the world's a little despairing right now for me. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. It's a Zen proverb. I read that, and I reread it, and I reread it, and I reread it. And thankful for 20-some years of elementary education, my brain went to The Very Hungry Caterpillar. And I had never thought about that book in that way. I've always read it as like read it there, sing-songy, happy little story about a hungry little caterpillar that gets his wings and it's all happy, happy. I had never thought about it as a scared caterpillar, as a caterpillar that was probably thought his life was over when he spun that cocoon. It was dark and it was lonely. He had no idea what was about to happen to him. He thought it was the end. But it turns out it wasn't. And I found such hope in that and such power in that. And I want to just kind of walk us through some of those steps and see if they might be meaningful. I have found some meaning and some hopefulness in that. And I want to share that with you. The Very Hungry Caterpillar, an egg on a leaf, he popped out and he was a very hungry, cute little caterpillar, wasn't he? Oh, he had his zest for life, didn't he? He popped out on there and he was all zestful and he popped out and He eats and eats and eats, and he enjoys his life. He lives large, doesn't he? He's a large liver of life. Not a liver. He's not a body part. A living of life, so to speak. But it does get overwhelming and all that. And it gets to be a lot. And he spins that cocoon and gets in that place. Here's what I've begun to learn. And as I pulled out those things, I had another thing that popped in my head about the same exact time. You ever notice how does anybody else have the universe conspire against you sometimes or for you? Depends how you want to look at it. I always say conspires against me because I'm a slow learner and I rail against the learnings. But just as I was learning this lesson of the caterpillar, just as I'm like, okay, caterpillar, just thought the world was about to end and poof, it didn't end. Okay, I'm in that mode. I mentioned I'm a runner, right? And I'm training for this big races and everything. Well, I'm out on a long run, and I'm having this great run. It's one of the best. I'm like the hungry caterpillar, man. I'm out there living my best life. I'm running like a crazy woman. Told you I'm crazy. And I have this coach. She doesn't tell me. She puts it in the watch, and I just do exactly what she says. And boy, I thought I was scoring. I mean, I was hitting all the marks. If you'd been out there, you would have heard me yelling because I just yell out loud, even though nobody's around. Yes, I am crazy. And I was having one of the best runs ever of my life. I'm sure I'm going to hit all my numbers. It's a long run, blah, blah, blah. And I'm coming up on my last segments of the run, like, oh man, and I'm kind of actually excited because she thought she was going to give me. She put in there that I had to do these half-mile fast things. Oh, they're terrible, but I was like feeling so good, I was sure I was going to hit them. And when I say half-mile fast things, for me, they're not really that fast, but for me, they're fast. But I'm like, sure, I'm going to hit them. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready. And then all of a sudden, I had something happen that had never happened to me before in all my running career, which isn't that long. I didn't start running till I turned 50. But anyway, all of a sudden, my right calf, something happened like it never happened before. Oh my goodness. I don't know what happened exactly, but I felt such pain that I'm not like, I don't get injured. I'm a 60-year-old woman. I was raised in a certain kind of household where we don't admit that we have pain. Anybody else there with me? We work through the pain. We show up, okay? That's how I was raised. I'm not saying it was right, and I have a lot of things to work through, okay? But, I can run through any pain, all right, or anything like that. That's just who I was raised and how I am. But I get it. I am working through that stuff, okay? That is not healthy, okay? All that aside. So I had this really terrible pain, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and it's not getting better, and I have those half miles to go, and I literally can't move. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? This has never happened to me before, ever. And I'm like in a panic attack, and I really think, just like the caterpillar, my life is over. Because a lot of who I am is kind of tied into this running thing, because I think I can somehow end the aging if I can just run faster. That, again, I'm going to therapy. I'll get it figured out. But anyway, so, I think everything, I think my life, but anyway, so I think I'm pretty much entering the cocoon of darkness here, because I've really never had anything hurt like this before. And it's more than just a cramp like thing. It's like, I'm feeling numb in that leg, and I'm pulling it behind me. And I do something that women of my age were not raised to do, but it just kind of snaps inside of me. I threw a fit. I expressed anger. Right there in the middle of Lawton Loop. I don't know if you guys know, I live over on the east side. Oak Landon is where I live, but I go run in a little nicer area because you can. They can't kick you out of there for running. So I go run in Lawton Loop, and it's nice there. And there in the nice area of this town, I got angry out loud. I shared anger out loud. There in the darkness of the cocoon, I started screaming out loud just in the middle of the road. And I was just mad. I mean, really mad. I don't even know what exactly I was. I don't know who. I don't know. I've never been able to express anger like that. Again, I'm doing therapy. I'll get better. But anyway, I was just raised. No reason to get mad. There's nothing you can do about it anyway. Just move on, Tammy. Just move on. That's how I was raised, But anyway, right there in the middle of the road, I got mad, really mad. And for about, 2 or 3 minutes, I was enraged, okay? And it kind of surprised me, too. You're outside your body, like, oh, I'm enraged. I've never been enraged before. But I got really enraged. Now, at the end of the enragement, I'm like, okay, I've been enraged now. And I began after the enragement. I was like, well, I'm miles from a truck, so I might as well figure this out. And I began to breathe again, and I figured it out, and I slowly made it back to my truck. And then when I got back to my truck, I began to breathe and all that kind of stuff. And actually, then it became something never happened in my life. I took a day off, and I actually let people know I was injured. Oh my gosh, everybody go, oh my gosh. You did not do that loud enough. Go, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It was big, people. You did not, never what I told you. I was not raised in an era where we admit that we have pain, okay? That is not who I was raised as, all right? We don't have pain. We just persevere, put a smile on, and just keep going, just keep going. I actually admitted I had pain. I even let the coach person know. Oh, gosh, I might have let her down. I let all that aside and said, hey, I just got to be honest with you. I think I did something. And you know what? She was like, okay with that. We worked it out. We revamped the plan. I rested a day. Oh my gosh, I thought it was going to kill me. It didn't kill me. And I rested a day, and then she revamped my workouts. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's going to kill me as well. But it didn't kill me. And you know what? It ended up okay. I'm back to running, and it's all right. And I just share all this with you to say this. We're going to pull out a few things because I am not going to preach 3 hours. Everybody say hallelujah. Okay. You were doubting me, weren't you? You thought I was going to preach 3 hours. I could tell. The people, the sound guys in the back were getting a little skeptical. See, you got to have a sound guy. I love sound guys in the back. Let me just tell you. Every church I've ever had it. You just do like this if I can get going too long. That's what they always do. But I want to pull that out when you're about to, if you're like me and you feel like you're about to enter that cocoon of darkness and you think the world may be coming to an end. If you felt like that caterpillar, if you felt like me out on that run, here's something I'm learning. And these are the things that are coming fresh to me. I'm also borrowing, I'm sure you guys read this. I'm sure Reverend Dawn's great. She's been great to me, and I've loved hanging out with her. And she and Reverend Katie, who's over All Souls, Valerie Kaur, read her work. She talks about this too. And she's also helped me to understand that darkness can also mean rebirth. You know, darkness can also be a place where transformation can happen. And that's what's happening in that cocoon. All right. And I never understood that before the caterpillar, before this run thing. I never would have got that darkness can also be a place of transformation. Yes, it can be a tomb. It can be a place of death. But Valerie Kaur says this. The caterpillar would seem to say this. And what I've learned from my running experience can also say this. That place of darkness can also be a place where something is born, where something new comes out, something totally different. And that is what I'm beginning to see. So maybe, yes, we maybe feel like we're pulled into this darkness, and it may be feel as though the world is about to end, or maybe something's about to be reborn. And that's what I've learned reading Valerie Kaur. That is what I've seen in The Very Hungry Caterpillar. That's what I've experienced as I've come back from this running injury, that even in that darkness, even in that what feels like a tomb, there is something going on there. And I'll tell you, you ready for some science? I mean big science. I am not sciencey, okay? I'm not against science. I love science. I support it 100%. I just don't have the brain power for that. I just wasn't built that way. I married my wife. She's a chemist. She handles our science. She gets everybody the science they need, all right? And I'm all for it. It's just not my thing. But for this sermon, I looked it up because I got curious. Do you know what happens? And one of our little gals down here knows all about it, okay? Do you know what happens to that caterpillar in the cocoon? This is the most amazing science you're going to hear. Soup, yes! It becomes soup in the cocoon. Soup, I tell you, soup. It becomes like all of its DNA, everything becomes like soup, like caterpillar soup. And little by little reforms and changes and literally then emerges and transforms into this beautiful butterfly. Oh my gosh, now bear with me now. Everything it needed to be a butterfly has always lived inside it. Oh my God, did you get a chill? I did when I say it, when I think it. Everything that little chubby, rotund caterpillar ever needed for this next phase of its life to bring the world back to a beautiful order, everything it needed exists inside of it already. It just needed to go in the cocoon, become soup, which probably ain't that easy, maybe a little painful, don't know. Had to become soup first and get rearranged. Feels like a Marvel movie to me. I had to get rearranged. But then it could come forth as a butterfly with wings to live the next part of its life. And think about it. The next part of its life, when it gets its wings and it pollinates the whole world and does all these amazing other things. What? Yes. We, especially as Unitarian Universalists, in our DNA, in who our molecules, and even in this darkness that we may feel, we have within us, don't we? We have, I think, already the plan. We already know what it is to march for justice. We already know what it is to believe that people have inherent dignity and worth and value. We have that in us already. And we're taking it into the darkness, aren't we? It is in there. Maybe it needs to get turned into soup. Maybe it needs to get rearranged. rearranged and reformed so that we can come out with wings and spread it to the world. But we have it. We're taking it into. There's something it's called an imaginal disc. In science, look it up. I read it on the internet, so it must be true. I'm older, so I don't understand always, but I think it's true. I don't know. But the caterpillars have an imaginal disc that's part of them, and it tells them, and that's how they know to transform and become this thing. I believe as Unitarian Universalists, we have that within us. We have it there. We know it's true. We have these amazing core values that we believe in, that we covenant to agree in. We know how to be all these other faith traditions. We exist. None of us are alike. We are the most crazy array of humanity. Now, I'm not just surprising you with that, am I? Even in my smaller Unitarian church, we are one crazy, vast array of humanity, okay? We believe a lot of different things, but we know how to covenant together and believe that you and I have inherent dignity and worth, that you have a right to seek your truth, and I have a right to seek my truth, and we have a right to support one another, and I have a right to lift you up, and I have a right to lift this earth up, and we know how to do that. I believe that the earth, the world is calling out for that, and we have that. Yes, we are in the darkness, perhaps, but I believe it is the darkness of that cocoon. And we just got to get hungry, people, and start nibbling. We got to start nibbling at that cocoon. Because I think when we burst forth, we're going to burst forth. It's a beautiful Unitarian Universalist butterfly. I have no idea what that's going to look like. Just sounds good. But we can burst forth because we've got it in our DNA. And we're going to burst forth and share that message. Because I think the world wants to hear that and needs to hear that. And we know how to do that, to build that kind of an umbrella that can embrace you, but yet keep you on a path that brings hope and justice to all people and lift up all groups. We can do that. We understand that and know how to do that. And that's what I've found. And when you're in there, I just call you to one last little thing that I found that's so important. Think about my running darkness. I don't know if this happened to the caterpillar or not, because it's not in his story, but I think that getting angry was real important. That had never happened to me before. I'm just going to give you permission. If maybe you weren't raised like me, but it's okay I think it's okay to rage a little bit. Look, I'm practicing. Rage, people. It's okay just to get angry. I'm not telling you to go out and beat anybody up or anything, but get angry. Get angry. I think it's okay because it's anger inducing. I had that throw a fit in the middle of the street. Wouldn't it be great if we all did? I just think that's funny. I'll get a call. Pastor Tammy, there's a whole group of people out here raging. I'm like, all right, hallelujah, let's go. But I think it's okay. And I think it's good. And that's something that was different in the darkness this time, that getting that rage, it's okay. It is okay. And it's okay to admit you're hurting. And it's okay to admit you may be in that darkness. And that's what I found in this running experience. I finally, in that healing, I admitted I was hurt. And I think that was important. And I think that's important in the darkness. And get to safe healing places. In this dark time, while we're in this soup, while we're souping and figuring it out, be in safe places. I'm guessing this is one where we can just be ourselves, where we can come in no matter where we're at. Be in these communities that are safe. Seek these places and know that. And rest. Everybody say rest. You can rest. You can't fight every battle. Well, maybe you can. I can't fight every battle every time. I started marathon running like when I turned 50, which was crazy. Don't know why. I'd never been an athlete, never done anything like that. But anyway, and I thought I was just doing it for fun, but it turns out the universe was wanting me a marathon runner because this was coming maybe. Mills, you need to learn to marathon run because the universe needs marathon runners. Not for running, but because we're in a marathon. This is not a sprint, what we're in right now. This is a marathon. And if you are a marathon runner, you know you cannot go out fast. If you go out fast, you are not going to cross the finish line. You're going to do not finish off the side somewhere. So you have to go out a little bit, pace yourself, take a minute. If you need to take a bathroom break, go for it, all right? You have to take some rest in there. And always consult experience, always consult experience. I'd check with the coach, what's going on? Do the same, consult experience as well. So I come with hope. Yes, we may be in darkness. You may feel like that, and I do. But I also know that we may feel a little soupy. But I also know if we just get a little hungry, start nibbling, I think we're going to emerge pretty special. I think that transformation is happening. I think it's going to happen for us as community, and I think it's happening for us as individuals. And I think probably personally, we have all kinds of transformations a lot. And we've probably been in a lot of those cocoons from time to time. But I hope you find some encouragement in that even though we may be in the darkness, it doesn't have to be the tomb. You know, it can also be a place of transformation and change. And let's get our wings. Everybody, give it a little bit of this. It'd feel kind of good, wouldn't it? We've all got them coming. We can do this. We can do it together with one another. Thanks for being a part of my community.
There's been a change in me, a kind of moving on. Though what I used to be, I still depend upon. For now I realize that good can come from bad. That may not make me wise, but oh, it makes me glad. And I never thought I'd leave behind my childhood dreams, but I don't mind, for now I love the world I see. No change of heart, but change in me. For in my dark despair, I slowly understand my perfect world out there had disappeared for good. But in its place I feel a truer life begin, and so it's good and real. It must come from within, and I never thought I'd leave behind my childhood dreams, but I don't mind. I'm where and who I want to be. No change in heart, a change in me. No change in heart, a change in me.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Linda. And Tammy's message was awesome, wasn't it? Every month, UUI gives half of the Sunday collection to a cause chosen by the Social Justice Committee. In March, the Share the Plate offering will go to Exodus Refugee Immigration. Founded in 1981, Exodus has a long history of welcoming refugees and asylees from many countries, cultures, languages, faiths, and political opinions. Since they were founded, Exodus has helped thousands of refugees establish their lives in Indiana. In 2024 alone, they welcomed 884 new refugees representing 18 different countries, while providing ongoing services to refugees that already called Indiana home. You can give on your smartphone by texting the dollar amount you want to give and the word share to the phone number which is in the chat and in your bulletin. You can also give on our website at uui.org. Here in the sanctuary, ushers will come around to take your donation. The offering will now be gratefully received. May it be joyfully given.
Thank you for your generosity. Our closing words today are from Eric Walker Wigstrom. It's the purpose of community is to help its people grow. If you are who you were, and if the person next to you is who he or she was, if none of us has changed since the day we came in here, we have failed. The purpose of this community, of any church or temple or mosque, is to help its people grow. We do this through encounters with the unknown in ourselves, in one another, in the other, whoever that might be for us, however hard that might be, because these encounters have many gifts to offer. So may you go forth from here this morning, not who you were, but who you could be. May we all go in peace.
Please rise in body or spirit as we join together in singing hymn 1053, How Could Anyone?
Please join me in our chalice extinguishing words on the screen and printed in your order of service. Now we extinguish the flame of our chalice, but not the light of understanding, the warmth of compassion, or the power of commitment. Let us keep those with us until we meet again. Go in peace.